When you say plant toxins, it sounds kind of woo woo. What are you talking about? It's starting to get a little bit more traction lately. What are the plant toxins we should be aware of, and why do plants have toxins?
Did you talk about this with Anthony at all?
I did, yeah.
Anthony and I have very similar views on this, although he's a little more dogmatic about it than I am. But I get it. And let me just preface this, because if anybody's listened to Anthony's take on this, it sounds really hardcore and extreme.
Mhm.
And we were both speaking at the, uh, what's it called? Meat Stock conference in Tennessee, which was a fantastic conference. And he was on a panel, and I forget who was the moderator, but they kind of were giving him a little bit of a hard time for being so dogmatic about it. And his answer was perfect. And I don't think it always comes across this way when he's speaking about it, because he really cares and he really wants to get the information out. But but the way that he answered this on the panel in front of 1,700 people was perfect. And again, he was getting kind of taken to task about being so dogmatic. He said, "Listen, you do whatever you want. I'm just telling you," and this is him speaking, not exactly the words, but something similar. He says, "I'm just telling you that it's not worth it to me. I feel better when I don't eat the plants, and I've chosen to live my life because I'd rather feel better than eat that plant." And he said, he was an athlete his entire life. He always ate okay. And then when he went carnivore, he didn't realize how good he could feel his entire life. And he's there now in that place in his life. And he has made it it's important to him enough to continue to feel that way than to eat a Brussels sprout, or whatever it is. And I think that's very important, because I know I get the same way. I am so incredibly excited and passionate about something that I've learned that has changed my life. It might come across as, "Hey, you need to do this." No, it's, "Let me share this with you. I'm not trying to change the way you look at the world. I'm trying to add to the way that you look at the world." I'll tell you, and as far as plants are concerned, it's a very sticky topic, because people that have chosen to only eat plants have done so for some very incredible and important reasons. And I understand, and I can connect. And I know this is very weird, and sometimes I get a lot of pushback from the people in the animal-based community for this, but I can completely understand why somebody would make that choice, given a certain amount of information. And I applaud it. I mean, I truly applaud it. If you are making decisions about how you're going to eat based on what you perceive as the healthiest way to do it, and the most ethical way to do it, and the most sustainable way to do it, oh my God, that's amazing. But I'll tell you, I am making decisions for the way that I'm going to eat for the same exact reasons. They've just they're they're just different results. And I truly believe if we can approach these conversations from that sort of foundation, that a carnivore a carnivore and a vegan could sit down at a table together, and although they'd be eating different foods, could share an incredible and amazing and valuable conversation with one another if they found that common ground. And I think that common ground really is there. But this is, with that said, this is how I think about plants in our diets. So, number one, do understand that plants were in our diets well before meat was. We were insectivores, we were frugivores, herbivores, and insectivores well before we were scavengers and eating our first meat. And then we were scavengers for about 1.5 years until we started hunting and eating the entire animal and became hunter gatherers as opposed to scavenger gatherers. So, plants have been in our diet forever. The problem with plants is there are several problems with plants. Number one, and I mentioned this a little bit earlier, every single plant on this planet has toxins in it. What everybody listening to this, I think I would like for you to understand and appreciate, is that don't be scared of that word toxin immediately. It doesn't mean toxin and it's Chernobyl and everybody's going to die. Some of those plants outright will kill you outright if you eat the wrong plant. But those toxins are not there to harm us. Plants don't care about us. Like, they're not trying to kill anybody. They're not trying to hurt anybody. They're just trying to survive and reproduce viable offspring. That's it. They are not producing toxins because they're evil. In fact, it is a very deliberate and intentional production of toxins because it is energy expensive for them to do it. They're not just doing it on the side just because they're kind of having fun making people suffer. They're doing it because if they don't do it, that's their adaptive mechanism over millions of years they've created. Some of these toxins will kill you. Some of these toxins will make you sick. Some of these toxins will build up in your body over time and wreak havoc in your body. Some of these toxins are medicine. Some of these toxins are enjoyment and things like spices. And some of them are, and in most cases, these toxins can be all of them depending on the dosage and the context.